Hola, buenas tardes. So, our adventures continue. So, I'm going room by room in my home. I had a reseller come by yesterday because, if you remember, I have been a reseller and done property clean outs. Things have come into our possession, but it got overwhelming in our home. So now, I step back. I listed some things on OfferUp in Facebook Marketplace, and I also have some things on eBay under Clutter for Cash if you want to go out on eBay and look. So, really high ratings on eBay. But that's not where I'll be going moving forward. So today, Sunday, after church, but the thoughts came while I was in church, I started contacting family. I'm going to give family the first opportunity to come see what they want. They can add to our fund. It won't be expensive for them. But I'm going to let these good items go to family members first. So, like one room is set up with just clothes and shoes for men and women right now. My mom, who had been living with us, Miss Independent, went and got her own apartment at 81. I love it. And if you can imagine, she hadn't truly been on her own since she was married as a teenager. And I'm so proud of her. I know she'll be coming to Mexico. But when she moved, she didn't take all of her clothes. So she gave me permission to go into a closet in one of the rooms, and I could start selling items out of that closet. And so as I went through those items, I looked at things that I think she should keep, which was probably less than a quarter of the items out of the half of the closet that I got to set up for yesterday. So now my goal this week is to reach out to immediate family. Find out what they're looking for. I talked to my sister-in-law. She wanted some wrought iron chairs that I have, but my son and his wife want those, and the things they want will stay here at the home because they're buying the home. Even if they have to rent it first while they do their qualification and all of that. By the end of August, they're here. They are here. So I'm excited about that. But, so she didn't get that wrought iron. Those two kind of the chairs you sit in at the cookout, and you put on the front porch, and you can just chill in those chairs, and they have their own natural kind of rocking motion, but they're comfortable. You can put cushions. They last a lifetime. If you ever go to a yard sale, estate sale, garage sale, whatever kind of sale, and you see the old school vintage / antique wrought iron chairs, and they're a reasonable price, you can talk them down, get them. They last a lifetime. Paint them whatever color you want, but get them. All you have to do is just touch them up every now and then. They don't make them like that anymore. And if they do, they're super expensive. So I told my sister-in-law today I have another wrought iron table set. It's a rectangle table that had a wood top, and that wood top was made with blocks of wood. So it's you got the medium color wood, the lighter color wood, some darker wood. But again, it's vintage. It came from a clean out. It only has 3 chairs, but they can figure that out because this is her backyard. My brother and sister-in-law, that's one of our hangout spots, y'all. When my niece was having her junior prom send-off, we were all over there. The cookout was happening. The buffet was was all set up. And we just enjoyed sending her off to her junior prom. So we're that type of family. So yesterday was a really good day pulling clothing, some out of my box truck, and pulling the shoes. But now I'm going to give family first opportunity. And trust me, I'm well aware some of them will not get off of their butt, ass, whatever you want to call it, and say, hey, do you have? Hey, I'm not going to pester them, but I am going to give them a first shot. So I'm trying to figure out how to text it so that they really understand there's a deadline to this, because when we get back from Mexico in late June, it's full throttle moving ahead. We are going in about a week and a half. I'm finishing my temporary residency, and then y'all know we're coming back. Not only that, so hold up for a sec. I'm finishing my temporary residency, and I'm showing my husband. He's been secretly watching videos. He was not happy about this decision, and I get it, because he's never been. And so out of respect for him, Mexico is where we're starting because, number one, getting residency there, economic solvency, for us was easy. So we started with me, based on pension. Not based on investments, based on pension. Everybody can't do it for economic solvency, and I understand that. But I love and respect my husband. I told him, this is not a force, but I have to open that door, and we have to go see, and we have to start. And sometimes people hesitate because they don't know. But when I met my husband, who I've known since high school, but we met many years later, there was this note on the refrigerator that said, jump and the net will appear. I'm a risk taker. He is a wonderful man. I'll try all sorts of new food. Not him. If you can understand that. I want to go up in the hot air balloon. Not him. He'll ride a roller coaster. I won't. So we are each other's yin and yang. We balance each other out. And I know what I'm introducing him to is a peaceful place with families first, where quality time really means quality time. And so I asked him before I was booking our flight, I said, am I just going to finish this, or are you going to go with me? And he finally came and he said, no, I'm going with you. Yes. So where we are right now, we couldn't get the top-end flights. Don't need the top-end flights as it is. But I also, from the research that I've been doing to get my TR, I knew I needed to go into Cancun or Mexico City or one of the big places where appointments were readily available, where you didn't have to wait several days. So my husband loves to fish. He also loves to garden. So we're going to fly into Cancun, but we're going to stay in Playa del Carmen. So PDC, here we come. But we're going to be in Cancun for 2 days. One, my appointment is the day after we land. And my cousin's friend has a show the day after that. So I'm going to make a reservation for us to stay in Cancun those overnight, and then come back after my cousin's friend's show. That'll be fun. But it's so touristy there. Not that PDC isn't, but it's not quite as touristy. I've been to Riviera Maya. After I graduated with my master's, our class, some of us, went down to Mexico. So I saw the turtles come up on the sand. I saw the eggs being laid and the turtles going back out. And I had to run and find a store that had mosquito repellent because I get tore up and my hubby doesn't. So you can imagine that I am so looking forward to introducing him to what may become our home base. We just don't know where in Mexico. See? So, and I'm not booking the excursion before we go because I don't want to pay an American rate. I'm going to have my card. So I want to go pay a local rate. I want to go start developing relationships because that's how they operate. That's how we grew up, y'all. It was all about relationship, as Pastor P.M. Smith says. Well, it wasn't about nothing. So that's coming up, but all right, rewind. So I'm reaching out to family. I'm letting them know. And right now I'm just tackling one room at a time. Our house is over 3,000 square feet when you add the sunroom, the screen porch, and the garage. And so they will get first dibs to add to our moving fund, our exploring fund. They get first dibs. So I had been stressing kind of on what to do with all of this stuff. And then today while I was at church, they had a table when we came out with books on it that were free. We got books. When I've done property cleanouts, unless the book was all torn up, I've never thrown a book away. I've always donated the books because they have value with the information that's contained within them. And so when I was at church and I saw today that at church, I can bring some of these fabulous books to share with other people and let them take them home and they get them for free. Check. What a way to declutter. What a way to downsize. Think about that. So as a reseller, we have to wait for the right buyer to come along to purchase an item. So I sold an item off of eBay this weekend. It's an old school Samsung BlackBerry type phone. People like that stuff. But I no longer have the 90 days or the 6 months it might take to find that buyer for them to get it. So changed the game plan. Just changed it up. So Lady T, known as TT to her grands, Athena to so many of you all, the brain fog is leaving. I know there will be some moments when it's going to be really heartfelt, and I'm taking several of those bins, those big black bins with the yellow tops that you can get from Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever, and I'm putting items aside in those bins to set aside and then make a determination on those later, because the determination right now is I want to keep it. Certain things I know I'm putting aside that I won't even sell to family. My cast iron pans that are so well seasoned, and the campfire, the whatever that thing is called, the one that you can cook the beans in it. So certain things through the research that I've seen to keep. Some of the electronics. You know, the big screen TV is not going to come travel down with us unless I figure out, a shipping route to do it. But some things can just be replaced. So we're really starting. But I do want to share, so at my library, didn't buy it. I'm not buying stuff anymore, y'all. I'm selling, donating, giving away. And if it needs to go in the trash, it goes in the trash. I'm looking at a donate bag that I started. This is big 55-gallon clear plastic bags. Not going with us, being donated. Somebody else will be blessed through it. But at the library, I got this book called Downsizing, The Family Home. And it was written by a lady who had to do this when her parents moved into an independent living situation. A little bit of an assistant, but more of an independent living. And it was good to get out of my own head and read it from somebody else's perspective. And the thing is, I know this stuff, but it was just a matter of hearing it from somebody else. And I got up off my tail and just started doing as much as I could each day. Keeping it easy. I'm not overdoing it. I've worked enough 12, 14, 16-hour days running the clean out business, delivering across the country, and all of that stuff. We're moving into another stage, y'all. All I can say is I'm pregnant with possibilities. Too old to be that kind of pregnant, but I am pregnant with possibilities of what's to come. I'm not romanticizing it. He's coming. And then once the house is sold in August, we'll figure out if we'll go visit some people in this country first. And if so, we'll jet down to them. And I think that will be really important. I know how important it is for him. And it's important to me too. Most of my family is here in the same state where we live. Most of them, not all of them. He has some people that he's really close to who are out of state. So our adventures have started. It's starting with clearing stuff out of our home and our vehicles. I'll be selling a box truck. I'll be selling a Chevy cargo van extended. And he and I have to discuss the pickup truck. Because where we're going to start, we don't need a vehicle. We don't need car insurance. I no longer need business insurance. So, life is okay to change. Just don't look back. So here we go. I'm going to continue to declutter, and I will continue to keep you all updated. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, I'll try to respond when I take the breaks from what I'm doing. So, y'all take care. Later. I never say goodbye because I'll always speak to you later. Next.